Hey guys, it's Diane. Hey, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to give you some feedback on the BST registration form. There are just a few things I noticed when I was just filling it out cold the first time, and so I wanted to share those with you and just kind of walk through them one by one. Some of them you might really want to change. So anyway, let's just start off. It looks great up here. Membership application, company name. The first thing that I noticed here is the name that will be displayed publicly. What I was hoping to see in this form is that information, the way it's going to be displayed publicly, would be sort of grouped together, and then things that are sort of for office use only would be grouped together. So what this did, this saying, when it said this name maybe is displayed publicly, it kind of put a question mark around my mind is, well, what is and isn't going to be displayed publicly? So that's just a little observation. It wasn't a deal breaker, but it was the first kind of yellow flag, I'd say. So company type, legal name, address, that's all straightforward. I'll just fill out this as I go so we can see the legal name is and the company name are the same in this case. But I think that's a really good idea for things like if you are doing something as like a DBA. So here I'm going to type in my for real business address. And this is actually just a little tweak here. You might want to specifically say business address because, for instance, in like my case, my business address or my mailing address and my physical address are two different things. And I noticed you asked for the home address at the bottom. So just as a point of clarification, you may want to tweak the label for that bit of information just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here. I think it actually says select when you first do it, but I'm obviously reusing this form, so I just deleted everything, but I couldn't delete the California. Anyway, 95356 is my zip code. I'm going to put my business phone number, which is this, and the website, which is that, as soon as I finish typing it. Business description, classification, and stuff like that. One of the things that would just sort of be an up level on the form is to describe how many letters or how many lines you have to describe your business. So you don't want a situation where someone's done a really great detailed job of description, and then when it displays, they get cut off in the middle of a weird point. So I've seen in a lot of forms where over here in the, so if you can see my cursor where you can expand the field, right under that they have like characters remaining. And that's really useful so that we know that that description is going to be used probably publicly, and we can sit and edit and make sure that we have how our company is described in the description like 100% the way we want it, and no surprises. So next, Jan. Now this is a weird one for me. I was expecting when I saw the dial that I would see a pop-up of years, right? Like, you know, your credit card where, you know, expires 2024, 2023, 20, etc., down to whenever. That wasn't the case here, and you'll notice if I can't, I'm allowed to move on to the next field with sort of a nonsensical answer in that field. So that needs to change the field type. Actually, if you're going to do a click down, it should be those years. And if you're going to Otherwise, you really just need to let them put a date in there with maybe like you see how this says first name. If you had, you know, Y. Okay, or if you just wanted the date, the year. Number of employees, same thing. It's kind of, now they do have you stop it at 0. But over here, it would be really nice to say, if you're a solopreneur, do you put 1 or do you put 0? Okay, so a little bit of coaching there. This doesn't really need to be this kind of dial field. And then also, too, it's really tedious. If, let's say, the guy had 316 employees, you want them you don't want to slow them down. So when they see these, they automatically think they have to use them. So I would really take that off. It just slows down the form. Annual gross sales, that's something, see, again, we're not sure where, is this just for in-house use? Or are you somehow going to publish this or whatever? It's not really clear how you're using this information. And it's not something we like to volunteer just for whatever. Home address, that's fine. There was nothing out here. I'll just do it, just to show it. 1306 Grimes Avenue. The key thing here is I'm not sure how you're going to use this field or this set of data, because you can't actually mail me at 1306 because I live out in the country and I have a P.O. box. I mean, I have a mailboxes, etc. type setup. So home phone, I don't have any. Cell phone, put my cell phone in here. 8059. Email. Okay, good. Then I put in my username and passwords. That looked perfect. These bank references piece got me a little confused, because you'll notice here one address field is large and kind of like a free text area, which would make me think that I put in their address, however, whatever their address, second line would be city, state, zip, blah, blah, blah. Then in the same group of information, you have this address to and city and state, but you don't have a zip. So it's just kind of weird. You need to figure out what you're really intending there and adjust this accordingly. Like probably the simplest answer is this is actually was supposed to be a text field instead of a text area. So I suspicion it's just straight up error, but I'm not sure. It's a little bit confusing. And if so, why did we skip the zip code? Because most people are going to have to look up their bank address. You know, we don't know. We know how to get there, and we know approximately where it is, but a physical address, we're probably not going to know that. So then that adds the question: why didn't you want the zip code? So and then this next piece down here, that all looks good. That I'll skip that because we are recording. But when I went through that looked all fine. Building zip code again. This kind of control on the field makes no sense. Like I just don't understand what that just has to be a mistake. I mean that there's no way that's logical. So that's something that needs to get fixed again. Also here on the one trial membership, the one thing that you're really not if you had something that said $1 holds your spot until your group is formally created with 25 or more, 50 more vendors in your area, however you want to say that, but it's not clear if you just took everything literally that there is a number of vendor requirement before that payment switches from a $1 one-time activation to the $25 a month. So that needs to get some clarity going on in there. Anyway, that's it. That's my feedback on this form. So hopefully we can get those issues straightened out and resolved. Also, it's kind of curious. I'm just looking at it again, and I really would have liked to see some sort of branding, like we have the BST logo everywhere, but for some reason it's not. Like, I would expect to see it up in this left-hand corner by a membership application, or in the right, something like that. But it's oddly missing, and the background page to that is just a basic gray page with the name just spelled out. So that's kind of odd. Anyway, food for thought. Let me know what I can do to help. But anyway, those are my observations. Thanks so much.